Alright guys, in this video we're going to talk about what is MinStack. Alright, so let's go ahead and start with Node.js. So what is Node.js? Node.js is basically a server-side JavaScript. That's all you need to know, because in the past we didn't have a server-side JavaScript. All we had was client-side like jQuery, Ember.js, Angular, and stuff like that. And when someone created Node.js, which was Ryan Dahl, he kind of like implemented all of these new features like non-blocking, or you can call it asynchronous, and it's really fast. It's running on top of Google Chrome V8 engine, and that is pretty amazing. That's why it's incredibly fast, and it uses event-driven, so it's like input-output all the time. And lastly, it is perfect for data intensive real-time applications. So what it means, the last part was, when you have a data-centric kind of app, like, input-output all the time, Node.js is the perfect server-side programming language that you should use if you want to build like a chat application, or, pretty much any other app that requires input and output all the time. Alright, so that's basically Node.js, and now I'm going to jump to Express. What is Express? Express is basically just a web framework for Node.js. You could pretty much write an application or an API or a website with Node.js, but it's going to take a longer time than using a framework, which is Express. And Express solves our problem, which we don't need to write all the boilerplate codes and stuff. So by using Express, we eliminate all the unnecessary things that we shouldn't even repeat it ourselves over and over again in Node.js. So we use Express, we kind of like shorten the time to build a web application. So what you could do with Express, you could build an API really fast, and you could basically write a website. There are two things, API or website. So pretty much that's Express, and we're going to move on to the next one, which is MongoDB. What is MongoDB? MongoDB is a NoSQL database. It is basically, it's not like MySQL. It's not relation, it has no relationship between one table to another table. It has no relation whatsoever. Alright, it is a document base, and all of its output is in JSON format. And last, you need to remember, it is fast and scalable, because it is a NoSQL database. It's really fast. If you want to build a company or a startup by using MongoDB, you could pretty much scale your app exponentially along the way. You don't need to think about you don't need to think about, oh, how we're going to scale this app and stuff, By using MongoDB, it will solve your early problem when scaling. And the last one is AngularJS. What is AngularJS? It is a front-end JavaScript client-side, alright? It is created by Google, Google, come on. And it is really dynamic, and it is great for a single-page application. So AngularJS is suitable with Node.js, because Node.js is kind of like, data intensive real time. And by using AngularJS, it will deliver the AJAX call to every data that a user requests from the server. And this is a perfect combination. That's what we call it, a MinStack application. It's a full JavaScript application. Alright. Last but not least is we have this kind of like a diagram about what is a node and how does all of this gonna work together in the whole MinStack. So in the middle we have a Node API. A node is basically the middleman. Alright, it will return the object back to Angular. Let's say a user requests something from the server, and then Node will, let's say user requests something, and then Node will search the specific things that the user wants to find, and the database the MongoDB will send back the object to Node API, and Node will return the JSON object back to Angular. And that's how basically all how it works between all these components, Node, MongoDB, and Angular. It's very simple. And in the next in later videos, we are going to do exactly the same. We're gonna write the API. We're gonna write the MongoDB as well. And last but not least, we're gonna write an Angular part. And guess what? There's no page refresh because all AJAX calls, between all of these things, between all of these components, there are no such thing as page refresh. Alright, that's what it makes it so powerful as a mean stack application. So in later videos, you guys are gonna learn all of this. Alright, so don't worry. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.